Ow. Okay, another cruise video for you. This is one I've just been kind of like putting off because I don't want to deal with it, but now I think I kind of got to do it. It's more coolant related stuff. I don't know if you'll be able to see here. Right here, you can kind of see the staining on the plastic outlet tee and the hose here. I think it's getting kind of close to one of these things dying. This tee has been replaced before, I think by, I don't know, the dealership when I had some warranty work done at one point in time, because one of the bolts down there is a hex head as opposed to the E10s that there should be. So I'm going to be replacing that. I've got a piece to replace this plastic piece up here. I've got the return hose, no, the outlet hose I guess would be, and the return hose over here, and the thermostat right down there. That's what we're going to be taking care of today. Right now I currently have the coolant draining out. I will link in the cards the video I did of how to drain the coolant and, you know, flush the coolant system out when you're all done doing the work you got to do. But right now we're just going to get these parts done and then you can go check that out. So let me show you the part numbers. So I got this stuff from ZZP for the thermostat and the water outlet. Thermostat, this is I think it's like a 20-degree cooler thermostat. It's aluminum to get rid of the plastic one. There is a chance that may or may not trip on your check engine light. I think it's just kind of roll the dice, so hopefully we get lucky. Here is the sun right in the way. There is the coolant outlet tee, also from ZZP. Actually, I'm going to put some pictures on here. When I got this, I got a bad casting on the original one, and I sent it to them and they sent me a replacement. Just keep in mind to always check your parts before you start blowing your car apart. Okay, this is the inlet side line, part number there. This is the outlet side hose, part number there. And also have the other hose, but this has already been replaced too, because it's got a different clamp on it. Also, I think done by a dealership. I think I left that inside. I'll get you a part number later. Yeah, other than that, I'm going to kind of get this set up and kind of run you guys through the process. Oh, also, I'm going to disconnect the battery in this one because there's sensor on the outlet, sensor on the thermostat, that we don't want to kind of trip while we do it, and we may have to take off. I'm going to have to take off the charge pipe here to get to one of the hose clamps for one of the heater lines back here, and I'm going to show you this right now. If you can see right down here, geez, I need to even get you a flashlight for you to even see that. Right down there, you can see it. There's the hose clamp that connects the hose to the radiator. Right there is the front frame. So you may be asking, why did they put that there like that? Again, they're assholes. So I'll show you a tool that we're going to need for that, to do that later. But right now I'm going to start breaking everything down. All right, I'm going to start on the outlet side here. Disconnect that connector. Of course, the charge pipe can't come off because this hose clamp back here is sitting up at an angle behind the charge pipe, preventing it to come off. We're going to leave that for right now until I get the outlet itself off, and then we'll deal with that hose. I don't need this thing in the bottom. This is a clip-on connection that pops off. Get out of the way, lift it up. Alright. Get that out of the way for now. Take off the turbo hose. Alright, if yours is still stock, hasn't been touched, it'll be E10 bolts. You can supposedly use a 10 mil on it. I wouldn't. Just get an E10 socket. And these E-bolts are like the inverted Torx bits. Let me see if I can get this hose clamp off. So here you go. I actually got this kit here for hose clamps. Got this at Summit. This big one here, this is what we'll need to get the one down off the bottom. I'm going to see which one of these I can use to kind of get this clamp off up here. Cool thing about this is that they lock down and hold it open, so you're not struggling with channel locks or something. Just gonna have to wait till I get this tee out as well. Just on a roll today. There's the plug. It plugs into a temperature sensor at the bottom of the outlet. You just press in, pull it up, get it out of the way, try and keep it dry. There goes my glove, didn't last long at all. They really screwed me with the position of this goddamn hose clamp. Again, GM engineers, I have a standing invitation to any of you guys who want to meet in a parking lot and discuss this bullshit. Make sure you have lots of cardboard underneath whatever you're working on. There we go. Charge pipe out. Broke that hose free so it can at least move that clamp around. Alright, this is the biggest mess I've ever made. Okay, it's out of the way. Let's get this one. This is the more difficult side, guys. Suppose these pliers are good if you can get the hang of it. Gonna need to scrape all that extra old gasket off of that. It's a rubber O-ring to make sure the new one actually seals. This is aluminum head, so go gently. You see here, see all that? That's old O-ring that's still stuck to the head. There's a little clamp here that holds the charge pipe to the heater hose because, of course, why wouldn't you? At this point in time, you probably would have made a gigantic mess because, of course, so this is going to stink for a while as it burns off all the extra coolant that's spilled. Be careful of your O2 connection right here. Big old mess. Get this hose off. Pretty funky. Jesus Christ, found that hose finally. There's part number. I'll get some compressed air and blow out these threads, the screw holes here, because you don't ever want to have water in some type of thread like this when you're running in a bolt or anything like that, because water is an uncompressible fluid. If you try and put that in there, the water will not compress, and the only thing it'll do is crack everything around it. So you want to make sure that those are dry. Try and just get all the coolant and everything off. Areas are working. So for whatever reason I have a leak, you can at least try and track it down easier. Make sure your main surface is nice and clean. Here's my outlet. Woo, that's hot. It's been sitting in the sun. There's a piece I'm telling you about. I'm going to punch in now. So here is a ZZP brand replacement aluminum water housing. They also sell one at AutoZone. I think it's called a Midazone or something like that. Both of them come with this plastic replacement piece here, which your coolant reservoir will kind of snap onto. The only thing is that this still is plastic, so this will probably at some point in time break and leak all over the place. But I found this dude on Reddit who makes these at home. He kind of fabs these up. It's a replacement piece for that plastic made out of aluminum and a brass nipple thing, and you would cut off the clip that comes on the cable, or not the cable, sorry, the hose from the reservoir, and slide that down, and then use a hose clamp to kind of eliminate anything plastic in the system, because plastic just dies all the time. So he kind of sells these to friends. It's not really a business, but he has made these for the AutoZone Midazone ones, and so I'm kind of checking this to see if this also works on the ZZP one. So we're going to swap this out real quick and see. And this was not provided to me. I did buy this. I'm just kind of helping do a little testing. So we would have to just pop this ring off. Now, if you don't want to do that and replace it, you just use the same plastic piece that comes on this. I'm working on Z here, my workbench of a 84 Z28. Good grief, that's in there. Yes, this is aluminum. I don't want to crack it at all. There we go. Leverage. So this has a single O-ring on here. This one, he sent me a couple spare O-rings right now. He also says that you don't need to use the secondary O-ring if you don't want to, if it's like too terribly tight. I'm gonna pop it on there and try and see, so you can see kind of goes in there. Also, let me compare it to the way this is right now. Okay, that's a tiny little flow hole in the original one. For the overflow, this one's far bigger, straight through. That should just slide down in here, pops right in. That, and just push that clip back on. Tell you what, the clip is the most difficult part of this. I don't think that clip is all the way seated at the moment. I want to not break anything. Hang on. Because yes, this is aluminum, but you know, you can easily crack aluminum if you're not careful. Oops, bump that. And I just got the paper there to protect it from being scratched up, and there you go, right in there. So that slid right in there, pops right in. At this point in time, you just kind of cut off the connector that would connect to the plastic piece. Use a little standard old school hose clamp and just tie that to that. So this will be the setup I use going forward when I ever make the rest of this video. So this guy, so I should say, the guy's contact information is down in the link of the video. It's just a YouTube name. He used to have a channel that he lost the password and stuff to, and it was too old for YouTube to help him get it back. I think he used to restore old airplanes, so he used to work on airplanes, hopefully not for Boeing, because this could turn out catastrophically from what I hear. But if you're interested in doing this, just check out the link to his channel in the description and message him there, and you can talk to you about everything about getting yourself one. So all right, back to the install. All right, we got our O-ring inserted all the way down in there. Got a new temperature sensor, and this comes with stainless bolts. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first of all, make sure these are the correct bolts. They are. Okay, so stainless steel aluminum head. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of anti-seize and put it on the bolts. Why am I doing that? Because different metals expand at different rates. So you'll have an aluminum head expanding because it's a looser metal, or a softer metal, and you have the stainless steel bolt down here, and as the stainless steel bolt is not expanding, the head is expanding and pushing, and then as it cools down, grabbing and pulling the threads of the stainless steel bolt in there tighter. So we don't want that. We want to make sure that we keep them separate a little bit, which is what anti-seize does, so you can actually get the bolts back out if ever you need to. Hopefully we won't ever have to touch this again. Just a little dab of it. All right. Don't need a ton. Just need something. And just snug these up. Triangle pattern. Okay, just like pretty much everything else on this car, 71 inch-pounds. Inch-pounds. I don't know why they didn't just go one more inch-pound to make it, you know, 12 foot-pounds, but whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and do one pass at 50 inch-pounds. Inch. Alright, now go to 71. Okay. It will also be 71 pounds for that thermostat once we get to it. Put that hose back on. I'm putting the clamp down in an area that's not going to get in the way of the charge pipe this time. This is supposed to sit in here somewhere. I have no idea. Mine wasn't connected. I'll reconnect this sensor. Hook up. God damn it. Put that sensor in there upside down. Check the parts, guys. So I pulled this clip out as this was upside down. Rotate the sensor over. Alright, I'll put this clip back on. Alright, that's locked in there. Now I can reconnect the plug. Alright, there's that. Okay. And now let's get this hose off. I have this tool for that. It slides down in there, squeeze it, locks it that way. I don't have any faith that this is going to be easy. Okay. Okay, hose off. I'm leaving that clamp kind of in the location so I can slide the new hose on and then just clamp it in place. Jesus Christ. Ooh, okay. But this is where it's just about to happen. Hang on a second. Trying my best to get you guys to be able to see this. So inside the hose there, right, I can't tell, I'm too blinded here, but right here at the bottom, maybe you'll be able to see it, maybe you won't. Got a directional light here. Maybe you'll be able to see it right there. The hose is coming apart. So this was super close to blowing up and leaving me on the side of the road. I actually knew I needed to kind of do this because when I was topping off the reservoir at one point in time, I saw a bunch of flakes. Yeah, see there, right there? Hose is dying. Check your hoses. That way it was up. Here up here, gotta find some zip ties, zip tied on here lightly. Oh. Convenient, I had some right there on the ground. I don't want to tighten this down to crush the hose at all. Just want to hold this in place. Okay. Let's slide this in here. Now going down here through the clamp that I have still left down there on the spring, the pliers here. Slide on. Trying to get some more. I got to open a little more. Slide. Appears to be bottom out there. There's a little line up tab or line up marks on the hose. Put that in place, undo this. Here you go. All right. This tool, get it. They sell just this tool itself. We're gonna get the whole kit. All right, you'll need that for sure. Okay, that. I have this one to put back on. Slide that in place. Slide this over. Line it up. Make sure it's not in the way of oil filter or anything. Lock it on there. All right. I've got this last little hose here. That will go like this. Once you get the hang of these little plier things, it's pretty convenient. Right. Make sure that's fully seated. Let me go get a band-aid for my boo-boo. Kid's shit. Alright. Okay. That. So, put the charge pipe on now. Where we can actually fit it in, because I rotated that damn thing around. That's on there. Plug that in. Okay. Okay, so now for this. Normally this would snap over or down into this fitting. These fittings break, so that's why I switched out to this, as you saw earlier. So here, I'm going to cut this plastic off. About straight as a cut as the Olympic opening ceremony. Okay, so that was connected. Hopefully we're not throwing a code because of how much I yanked around this O2 sensor. Charge pipe, that. Temperature wire. That ground is still nice and tight. That's right where that ground is that causes all the trouble. Okay. That's the difficult side. Onto this side over here. All right, over on this side, I'm going to pull the intake hose off. All right, so there's just one hose clamp over here. That goes to the oil cooler line down here on the bottom, and then you have 3 E10 bolts on the thermostat. These hoses here, they just have clips that you pull up to unsnap it. No need. There. There we go, slides off just like that. There's another one down here. Pull it up. Get that out of there. There we go. So that one's out. Inside of this one isn't falling apart like the other one. Okay, got this connector to unplug. Lift up, get that out of the way. Let's just see how we can fit a ratchet in there. PCB turbo wire. Move that out of the way for a bit. Oh, that's out of the way. Okay. And undo this hose clamp. Of course, that spills directly over the belt and the AC compressor. The thermostats are also plastic on this car, they crack. It's the same deal with the O-ring. Make sure it's a nice clean surface. This surface has no residue like the other side. If you happen to wonder what this is sitting on, this is your water pump right here. This comes with different bolts. This comes with a hex head, like Allen key style. They're an H5. I'm going to do the same thing with these as I did with the other side and put just a little tiny bit of anti-seize on them. Get them all lined up first. Make sure your O-ring is nice and seated before you put it on there. So I put the hose in there first. All right, just like the outlet, 71 inch pounds. I'm gonna do a 50 inch pound pass, and then I'm gonna do a 71 inch pound pass. Put this connector on. Of course, it's 180 out, but got room. Nope, let me turn that around. Son of a bitch. Okay, I gotta take this off. I just broke a wire on this connector. ZZP, you're killing me with these damn things being all backwards, man. Okay, as you can see, the fucking wire snapped. Let me check and see if I got a soldering gun somewhere. Okay, I couldn't find my soldering iron. I don't know where it is. So I'm going to talk to ZZP about that anyway. Since it was 1A out, I had to run to O'Reilly's really quick. There's your part number for stock one. Easy side. Huh. Yeah. Well, this one should not trigger any lights because it's a stock 221 degree, way too hot thermostat. Alright, so put this radiator hose back on. Snaps all the way back. and then the clip will snap down over it to hold it in place. It's on there. It's on there. All right. PCV kit hose back on there to the turbo. Intake tube. Everything's back together. You see that should have been the easy side had that connector been on there the correct way, it would have already been done. So now I'm just going to go through the, well, I'm going to try and clean off all this coolant everywhere as much as I can, because it's not going to help me try and figure out if there's any leaks or anything like that. There shouldn't be any leaks. We did everything the way it's supposed to be done. It's right here. But yeah, other than that, now I will just go through the process of filling the system up and bleeding all the air out and all that stuff. You can check out the other video. I put the card for it at the beginning. I'll also link it in the description. And I'll even put it at the end in the end cards, just in case. Alright, but other than that, that's how you do this. Try not to break anything. It's fucking annoying. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. And I will see you guys next time. Take it easy.